Yo, what's up, DMC and the place to be? The place to be is with DMC. I'm the best MC in history. There will never be an MC better than me. Darryl McDaniels, aka DMC, the king of rock.
Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time it's tricky. It's tricky.
Well, before hip hop came over the bridge from the Bronx, but I would go to school and I would come home, and my whole existence was comic books. Now, hip hop comes over the bridge. The beats, the rhymes, the style, everything about it was me. And just like I wanted to be Batman and Superman, all the little kids wanted to be Grandmaster Flash, Africa Bambaataa. Those guys were like my superheroes. And I never really understood that until I got into hip hop and started making records with Run-D.M.C, where, after our first records dropped, people say, man, when Run-D.M.C came out, you guys were like our superheroes.
My name is Darryl. You can call him D, you can call me Down, or you can call him DMC.
And what brings it all together is this. We had this huge collection of comic books, and I'll never forget the day. My brother was 3 years older than me, Alfred. He comes in the room and he goes, yo, we gotta get some turntables because we gotta be part of this hip hop thing. And just by the look on his face, I was like, no, don't say it. He was like, we have to do a comic book sale. The thing that happened to me was I had to put down the pencil because I was always drawing the comic books, and I picked up the microphone. So when people look and say, why the hell DMC is involved with comic book culture? Because it's not DMC that's involved with comic book culture. It's Darryl McDaniels, the little kid that is a part of comic book culture.
DMC came to me with this idea of actually doing a comic book because he wanted to be a superhero. And I actually engaged him in this conversation, and I told DMC, if we're going to create an original graphic novel with you as a superhero, let's have a fresh look at it. From a storytelling perspective, it looks beautiful to see wild style graffiti, young people of all colors posing in b-boy stanzas, but for me it was important to tell a story in a way that many people aren't familiar with. There's still a hero, there's still a villain, there's still supporting characters. Now, when you see comic books by other publishers, one of the things the publisher always does is they'll introduce you to the writer, they'll introduce you to the artist. They've never been able to actually introduce you to the hero. You're gonna see him on the pages of our comic book and graphic novel, but he's physically there, and he has this amazing presence and a connection to his fans and a connection to his public. We actually decided to look at DMC as an icon, and what was it about DMC iconographically that stood the test of time? It was his Adidas sneakers, it was his tracksuit, it was his Godfather hat, it was his Ultra Goliath, and it was his gold chain. That was our prototype where we actually grew our character from. The main thing I hope that our book, DMC, accomplishes is it continues to celebrate comic book culture, but it brings more people to the table.
I want kids from this book to get a vision that anything they could dream of, anything they could pretend to be, I pretended to be Melly Mel, I became an MC. I pretended to have a comic book myself by drawing this, now I got one. I want kids to realize comic books ain't for make-believe, it's for real.